All right, here we are at day number 150, and we are live. And I am in upstate New York in the Adirondacks, and I have a very special guest today, the amazing Chinese master Jove Wang. And we also have a real treat because we have Peggy Chang here to help us with translation. But Peggy is also an inventor and a businesswoman who has products that you're familiar with, which we'll find out here about in a second. So welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Eric.
Thank
And
you.
tell everybody where you are. What city are you in?
We are in Pasadena, in Southern California, Eric.
All right. Excellent. Well, welcome. So first off, let's talk Peggy, because since you're going to be translating and be off camera most of the time, Peggy and her husband started a company called Artwork Essentials, and they're the inventor of the EZL easels. How long have you been doing that, Peggy?
Well, it's about 20 years by now.
I was telling Peggy, I have my EZL umbrella that I brought with me. I had it at home, and I needed an umbrella up here at the lake. I have two of these, and so I brought one of them up here to the lake.
So they are working for you there, right?
Yes, they'll be here with me, and then I can put it on my boat to keep the sun off of me. And so, and Jove Wang is, how long have you lived in the United States now, Jove?
30 years.
30 years. Yes. So tell me briefly, and then we're gonna cut away in a minute, and I'll do some announcements. But tell me briefly how you ended up in the United States.
1990 is I come USA. Is I like here freedom. I like USA. I want painting, freedom painting.
Yeah.
I want to become artist. Is okay. Is before come early. So very difficult. So tough. But I'm from 1997. I winner California Best of Show. 1999, I won the OPA Best of Show gold medal. I just start.
Right.
Painting artist. Gallery. Go to some competition. Is a winner. Yeah. I come 2001. I start teach and workshop and open my studio. Teach student.
Excellent. Well, we're going to learn more about both of you in a couple of minutes. Now, let's get back to the amazing Jove Wang. Jove, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's Eric. Thank you. You honor me in today in the interview and show my demo. Thank you. It's Plain Air magazine, everything.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You need to go to Russia with us.
Yeah. I like go to Russia. I before I came to Russia. Is 10 times.
10 times you've been.
10 times. I just come the 6th time fishing museum, Kazan. Yeah. I do the teach. I do workshop. I paint in Plain Air. Yes.
The Fashion Museum in Kazan, you've gone 10 times?
No, 7 times.
7 times. And tell everybody, because a lot of people might not know this, tell everybody why Russian art is so important.
Because I'm born in China. I in China university. I study university. I'm all in China. In the university, in join, culture. Everything. Just all the from Russia in from 1953 to 1959. Yeah.
So what most people don't understand, Jove, is that about the Cultural Revolution, the Russians.
Yes.
The Russians had a cultural exchange with China, and so the great Russian masters came to China to teach art. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
And then did they also bring Chinese artists to Russia to learn?
Yes, it's 1958, 54. 53, some of the Chinese artists and teacher go to the Ribbon Academy.
Yes, to the Repin Academy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna be visiting the Repin Academy on our trip,
Yeah.
and we're going to be meeting with some of the instructors there, and we're probably going to arrange the possibility anyway for some live models and to paint in the Repin Academy, which would be pretty cool.
I hope you go to the Kazan, go to the Fishing Museum.
I'm going to write it down. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but maybe we can make it a side trip.
Yeah.
Because the Fashion Museum would be amazing.
It's great. In the Fishing Museum is before Fishing Come USA, is 85 piece old work. So great, nice. Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, they have a big fashion painting in the Repin Museum. I'm in the Repin Institute. They have a museum and they have a giant fashion painting in there. That was his study piece, his master's piece for graduating from school.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the cabbage gatherers?
The
right?
cabbage gatherers, yes. Yeah.
It has about the same size, at least 10 pieces. They are such masterpieces that you won't see. They won't allow them to go abroad. So you have to visit Kazan in the museum to see the works with your own eyes.
Yeah. So Jove, thank you, Peggy. Jove, you and I had dinner. And do you remember you scribbled on a piece of paper some dots and some marks about composition?
Yeah, I remember.
Would you show that to us today?
Which one?
About the concept of point line maths, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, point line maths, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe you could do that before you start your demo. But why don't we go ahead and get started on your demo, because I know you've got a big demo and not a lot of time.
Sure.
That's
Sure.
a good idea. So shall we just go ahead and go
Yeah.
right to painting? Maybe we'll leave about 5 minutes time explaining about the importance of the point line math in Joe's art.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Good.
So how
Thank you.
long will you allow Joe to do the work?
Well, we have only about 45 minutes.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, that's
45
good.
minutes.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
And if anybody has questions, put them in the comments. We're going to get to see a demo today. This is history in the making. You get to see Jove Wang do a demo. I think that's pretty exciting.
That's
And
good.
a 45-minute demo too.
Yes.
Okay. 45
All right.
Very
Great. Thank you, Eric.
Thank
So-
you.
Art.
All right, let's get started.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so Peggy's gonna move the camera over to. He's gonna do a small 8x10 demo. It looks like he's put an underpainting on this already. Is that paint dry, or is that wet paint?
That's a dried paint. Yeah, he's going to paint on a dried.
Dry. This is a dry.
It's very dry for months already.
Okay, and Peggy, we can hear you better than we can hear Jove, and so maybe you can kind of talk into the microphone and tell us what he's doing from time to time.
Yeah, Eric, if you do not mind, because I have been translating and watching him during workshop for at least 15 years now. So I am going to quietly explain what he has been doing, because he is going to concentrate in his work. Okay?
Yes, yes.
And is the camera close enough for you, or shall we make it even closer?
If you can get it a little closer, that would be better.
Okay.
I'm
Let me
start.
try.
I'm start.
Yes, go ahead and start. Yes.
Sure.
Let me start. I will move.
I'm nervous.
Oh, you should be nervous. You're painting. He's painting the photograph, the little girl down below.
Yes. Is that okay?
Yes, looks great.
Is that too small? I mean,
No, it looks good.
it's good. Okay.
Yeah. Jove has no fear. Sorry about YouTube being wonky, Maggie. I don't know why it's wonky.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, it's good. I'm responding to some of the comments out there.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Or okay, right?
Yeah. So does he always lay out the whole thing? And it looks like he's using black.
He's using the alizarin crimson plus ultramarine
Okay.
plus liquid. The key point is liquid, which is adamant to add into the shadow colors for him.
And he keeps it thin.
Keep it very thin and translucent.
All right. If you just tuned in, he's doing the portrait of the little girl, a photograph underneath. And Peggy, because we can't really tell the colors on the camera, what are the colors of the underpainting? Is it just a kind of a gray? It looks like a warm gray.
It's a warmer gray in slightly olive green because it's a complementary of the green and pink or red underneath, because the girl has a very dark tone, so he used that a slightly neutral green tone in order that on top of the layer he is going to lay in the copper tone and to give very interesting contrast.
And will he leave some of that showing through, or will it will just harmonize with it because it's under it?
Eric, this is such a key point, key question, because he's going to leave some of the area at the bottom until end. It's a very important key question. You're
Well,
very smart.
I just pay attention. That's all.
But you do know what he's doing now.
Well, one of my goals is to study with Jove, and I haven't done that yet.
Yes, because you're just too busy.
Yeah, it's maybe a little.
Yes, one of these days, and coming the March, we have a portrait workshop for 10 days. That's a one. In fact, that's a one fundamental. I mean, doing the portrait is not only good for portrait, but also for still life, plein air painting, landscape, or everything you do, because the way of learning from analyzing the plane, the form, it will give you a solidifying foundation that eventually you make very good form in your still life, in landscape, of course, portrait.
Yeah. What are the dates of that in March?
Okay, looking forward to that.
Do you know what the dates are in March?
Always every year, March 1st to 10th.
March 1st through 10th.
Yes, first 5 days you learn from drawing, because drawing is no difference from painting at all. Because from drawing you get to know how to design the values, simplifying them, and how you getting the forms done, getting all the core ideas done. So the only thing different from drawing, the painting has the temperature added. So the way of Jove's drawing classes is to teach you to thoroughly understand your idea of principles, at the same time how you are able to get hold of your value in control.
I noticed that he's done some interesting mixing with his brush,
Yes.
where he would take the bright color into the dark color and create a midtone.
Yes, look at that. The nose, and especially coming up to the chins, those area we call the light part. So if you can notice the division of three values. First value is a blocking of the ultramarine and alizarin, that is what we call shade part. And then he went to the nose, those are the light part. And again, this is the light part also. The rest of the undertone painting and the place under the cheek, those are the gray part. So 3 major values still.
Can you say what the, so I've always heard something similar about the forehead was one tone, the middle section was another tone, and then the chin area was another tone. So you're saying the chin, the under the nose tends to be gray in the muzzle area?
What I can tell you is normally this is a much different light composition. That's why it is slightly different from the usual ones. If you look into the regular ones, yes, you are right. You normally divide into forehead and then on the cheek and then underneath the cheek. I can show you one example.
All right. Can you bring it over just a little more? Yeah, okay. So it's
these 3 different, and the good idea is that you have to very, very subtly differentiate the 3 values on chins, cheek, and then at the chins with the temperature change as well as the value change.
excellent.
Thank you.
So what is the mixture for the underpainting?
The best treasure is all your leftover from the previous painting.
Mix up all your paints into one mud.
And you can purposely treat some at cooler neutral gray in warmer tone or in cooler tone, and then with that you paint outdoor. That will help you quickly decide what your 3 major values, dark, light, gray, can be.
Oh, outstanding. If you guys have any questions, put them into the comments section and I'll try to pass them along. It's amazing how quickly he got a likeness on that.
He is not solidifying the form because he's adding the hair because he's trying to solidify the form for the head from the head to the underneath.
So Peter says, does the liquid speed up the drying as well as thin the paint? I think, Peter, I think the answer to that is liquid definitely thins the paint. It's a medium. It's kind of a gel-like medium, but it also does thin the paint.
It only goes into the shadow part because always, as you know, the dark color doesn't receive any light. Therefore, it becomes translucent to make it exciting. Whereas on the light and gray area, it should be thick impasto. So therefore, you create the thick versus thin and contrast.
So he's only painting with liquid in the shadow.
Exactly. Yes.
And is he using any medium on his paint or is it straight out of the tube?
Straight from the tube.
Only dark, just use the liquid.
Only dark or shadow. So liquid is not going to go to the opaque colors. Opaque versus translucent, it's one of the key points for an interest of oil painting quality.
Well, I learned something new every day.
Well, we all do. Thank you, Eric.
Is he only using one brush? Oh, you've got several. Okay.
Yes.
Some brush.
And do you have a brush preference that you use?
only uses the bristle brushes, either filbert, flat, and bright as well. And the key point of handling the brush to the relation of value is if you look carefully, his shadow color, he has the small, large, and medium size of brush that will never interfere with the brushes that is working for your gray or light values, because you don't want to change the value.
I use the Peggy brush. All Peggy brush.
Peggy,
He called those brushes Peggy brush because I import from Japan.
oh, from Japan?
Very
Yes.
good. Very good.
And where do people find those brushes, Peggy?
On the artworkessentials.com website,
All right.
because he needs something that the brush are capable of holding very fat and very strong brush stroke, because this is a very distinctive quality of Jove's painting, that he wants it to be very powerful with strength.
And the key to that is thick paint.
Yeah, thick paint, especially in light and gray area.
So in that area of the cheeks, where the shadows of the cheeks, does he use liquid in that area too, or only in the darks?
Only the paint, because those are the areas you don't need. That's considered the gray in this work. If you squint, you can see very clearly three major value meshes. The dark value are on the hair and the column of the dress, just like the photo showing. And then the light part is on the nose, small area on eye, as well as around surrounding the lips and the background. And then the rest area are all considered gray.
So he doesn't use a black. He makes his black with ultramarine and alizarin.
Exactly, yes. Sometimes he will also add burnt umber or burnt sienna, depending on how dark he wants to go. The key point is he can quickly get hold of the likeness right from the beginning. Then he takes majority of the attention to how to build up the forms, and then using the very expressionistic brushstroke to enhance the form and its structure. However, it doesn't lose its interest in artistic expression.
Somebody, Bobby Miller, was asking about the brush source. Would somebody write artworkessentials.com in there in the comments?
Thank you. Yes.
Karen, you can watch this again. You'll find it on Facebook or on YouTube. You can watch it anytime again. Now, if he's doing a larger painting, like a giant painting, will he finish these to a high level of finish, or this is pretty much the level of finish that he'll do?
For the large painting, that's why he always has such a verb. He says, for large painting, you need small brushes. For small paintings, you more shall need the larger brushes.
Why is that?
Meaning that you start from the big brush to, you see now he's using a very small brush for some details of some more important brush stroke he want to use. Therefore, for a big painting, you are even in better control, that you know how to finish those areas wherever the small details or small planes, not the detail, but the small planes that you need to define the forms.
But he lays it in initially with big brushes, yes?
Always, yes. And this is how we call, he doesn't just draw very distinctive lines, because he says, I'm painting from inside out. Why? Because I'm not defining the edge or contour at all, because I will make decision afterward which is the most important edges I want to leave and which I should make it loose. Is that okay, Eric, this way of my explanation?
You're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
You've done this. You've traveled with Jove all around the world to do this, haven't you?
Yes. In one trip, we went to Kazan in Fashion Museum. You couldn't believe, first day they blocked all out with the lines that we are not allowed to go closer. On the last day, they even moved them away for us to paint and to take photos. And even for 4 days, we were painting right next to Fashions major work in order to learn and copy how the details of some of the works of his ideas. And that's really an eye-opening and never forget experience.
Yeah. Well, you and I will have to talk. Maybe we can add a Jove workshop in Kazan trip after my trip, so that those who go with us who want to go on and do a workshop, maybe we could meet you in Kazan and then do it.
Because they have the best hotels in very inexpensive cost, as well. It's all something like the Greek cathedral there, because they are the Catholics, but they are under Greek influence. So it's all different, entirely different from the rest of Russia. Furthermore, that get the instruction and how the impact you get. Why fashion is so great? It's not because of his small works, but he's great because of his great, the major huge masterpieces there.
Excellent.
Excellent. Great. Okay, Eric?
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Peggy, can you get that camera real close and maybe square on so we can see?
Yes, I'm going to move
Close.
now.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wow.
I think that this is
那我还
okay,
要画。
huh? Joe
你
is going
这样
to
子怎么样
to move, to continue
？Okay.
almost.
Okay, this way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
再往那一点，因为这样。Okay.
Yes.
可以哈，老师。
Peggy, watch his shoulder. If his shoulder gets in the way, we'll.
The shoulder, huh? How about this?
That looks good. So what's he going to do now?
He's going to do some hair, especially those tiny details will give a looseness and the expression of the girl in that moment of time. It's not stiff, it's something real life, except for a sense. I must say, it looks so easy for him to do that. But imagine that he has the training for at least 50 years in the foundation of drawing, as well as painting the head, learning how that you get your form right in a fast speed. That is really what we call all the efforts which is working.
I know you have a lot of students who come to the workshop every year, year after year. I know
Yes.
Frances has told me that she has come many times.
Yes.
And I'll tell you that,
Yeah.
that lady can paint. She's phenomenal.
Well, we have in January we have 10-day big painting workshop, and in February we have a small intensive 12-day big painting workshop only for 8 people. So we analyze, we study, we get instructions every day for at least 1 hour or even, and then if not instruction, then we go one by one to do group critique. So you get to learn not only from your work but also from the rest of the people. He will let you know which problem you think you have, and he stimulates you to think, and then you have to know what you have made the mistake, and from your mistake you are learning.
Right. And so is the March workshop the beginner workshop? I'm not beginner, but it's the first one someone should take?
Absolutely, yes. That's a way that you really get to the basic. That is your form, your structure, how you divide the values, and how you know how to thoroughly practice your craftsman.
Well, I went and visited the workshop one day, if you remember, and I was overwhelmed by the beauty of the work that the students were doing.
Oh, he has learned. We all have learned, and I'm still continuing to learn because he says we all need to abide by the principles, but however, one need to know the rules are made to be broken eventually, and that is the higher state. As well as for art, he says it's a lifelong pursuing of it.
Yeah.
No one can say I quit because you need to face the challenge.
Hey, Peggy, are you shooting this with an iPad?
Yes, I am.
Can you, it looks like it's a little out of focus. Somebody was saying that. Maybe you can just press your finger on the face where the face is, and that might bring it into focus a little more. And maybe you have the ability to zoom in with your fingers. I don't know. You could try
Yes,
that.
I just zoom in. Is that better? It becoming too dark. I mean,
Okay. All right.
Joe, 你会挡住。
Right?
Yep.
Eric?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Eric?
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
Still, 还有多久? Still have how long?
How long do we still have the time before we do the point line math?
Well, it depends on how much time you want. I want to do a studio tour. That'll take 2 minutes. And
Okay.
it's right now about 43. We probably should stop, give ourselves 5 or 7 minutes. So maybe stop in 5 minutes.
Okay.
5分钟完。
Okay. I listen you.
You listen to me?
Yeah.
It's about
5 minutes.
time. About time.
Okay.
On time.
He says he's on time. Enhance the dark now to showcase the little girl. So he's enhancing the edges,
Sharpening them.
sharpening them to red, right. He only makes a decision till now where I should add some darkest accent.
Quick. 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is where you impress us, Joe.
Why? Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay, wait.
Well, I wish I could do that with the pressure of all these people watching 45 minutes to do it. I wish I could do that. I guess I better come to your workshop.
He says, by the time you are confident, the more I paint in front of a bigger audience, the more I get excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll ask everybody to forward this. That way it'll be a big audience to everybody.
Okay, finish.
Thank you. He says
Finished.
it's done. Yes, it's done.
Okay, 45 minutes. Sign name.
All right. Okay. Now we're going to do the point line thing.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a quick studio tour.
I want to talk to, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. You let me talk to point line math?
Yep.
Okay. Very important is my painting is first one, and the design is a computation and point line math and follow computation. Very important. You know, you see my point line math, you see point, line, and math in together. And why point line math in follow design and rhythm, and in rhythm and contrast. Or say I keep a background, say point, line, and math. So any space, I keep the point line math. Very important.
Can you point that out in a couple other places, because it's a little hard to understand. It's a concept most of us don't know. So where,
Maybe I can further explain it. Any of the area you see, you can always find a line, a point, or this whole area a mesh. And
see, at this brush, I keep the line.
yeah.
A point, I keep. I know mist. You feel mist and boring. You know, Eric?
if I overblend into one big mesh, then I lost the exciting of the region as well as the interest, because then I have a point, I have a line, and then this is my mesh.
And what is the purpose of the point? Help me understand that.
他说：“那点跟线这些为什么有这么重要？最主要的目的是什么？”
跟整体的设计的结合。
It is a unification, and this will help you for your overall of design for the whole work.
这些 point line math 它主要结合整个画面的一个整体的节奏。
They are the soul to unify the whole work and then create the soul and rhythm.
I see. Okay. Excellent.
It's okay. I'm answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now let's do a quick studio tour. Everybody wants to see. This is, by the way, this best studio tour yet.
你把它的这个
Okay,
画
I'm taking the. Okay, 他现在要看那个你的 studio 老师。
啊 ，OK。
好 ，OK， 那我们就带着走，那你就解释一下哈。OK。
Everybody understands what's going on, right? Peggy, real quick, can you show his palette?
Oh yes, of course, 老师。
Yeah. It's my palette, my brush.
How come it is cut?
没秀出来。
对。
You see?
Yeah.
Okay. It's my palette. You know my color. You know. 你讲一下颜色。
Okay, we'll start from the white titanium, then lemon, cat lemon, and then cat yellow, and
Orange.
cat orange,
Cat
cat
red.
light red,
This is
alizarin, ultramarine blue,
and,
burnt umber, viridian, manganese blue, and today he added a purple.
He added what?
He added a purple because he's painting a dark color today.
Okay. All right.
It's my,
All right. Now we've got to move through the studio pretty quickly.
Okay.
I do now is it's plein air. 造型，
You did that in plein air?
没照相。
Did you do that on location? Peggy, did he do that outdoors?
He painted a smaller piece version, and then this one is done in
Studio.
the studio. Sorry,
This is France and 瑞士的交界，
in the on the border. Sorry.
没照全。
Now, does
On
he
the
use
border.
will he use point line mass in a landscape like that?
Yes, he does. Okay,
Okay.
let's show. 他说你这个也用点线没有吗？
Yeah, yeah.
Can you bring it over on the painting a little more? No, show the whole painting. There we go.
Show whole painting.
Okay, good.
See? Show whole painting. 这个
Yeah.
怎么？这个太大了，能不能小？哎 yeah, this is good, right, Eric?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. See?
Yep.
I still work now.
You're working on it. So show me point line mass on that painting.
Okay. Here. Let me. Here. See? Point, line, and mass.
Yeah.
You know, you hear space, point, line, mass. See? Some. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Is 就是这个都是起着这个节奏和它的变化。
All this point line match here is creating a sense of rhythm, especially when people ask me how to continue when I have first layer. Well, this has to be in your mind. You start with point line match to create the details.
See, Eric, you see here? I mean,
details as well as rhythm.
Here, see?
Yes.
See, right?
Yep.
局部看是 modern art.
Because if you look very closely, it is like a modern abstract sense. So it's like a modern art that closer, you cannot understand anything, but by the time you look farther, you get it.
Here. See, Eric? See, here?
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very subtle question. Very.
This is a subtle question, so it has something to do with the
Here no finish,
the
but
rhythm.
just the
how
start.
you make your
See,
decision on the with the point line mass.
Yeah.
Or this is similar to a question: how do I continue after I block in?
Yeah.
That's the same question.
You say, say my small one. See my small work.
Right. Uh-huh.
See? A lot of line and point and mass. See?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Huh?
Yep.
So,
Okay, show us your studio.
Studio.
Yes, we want to see everything that's going on in there. We're seeing the ceiling right now.
Yeah. See? Studio. Big one. You turn. Clear?
Yes. Yes.
My studio.
And where's the great big one you're working on?
Yeah. 这个先不要看。对。因为这个 collector. Yeah. I do the other big one.
Somebody asked how many point line masks go into a painting. Does it matter?
Eric, you know, this question, don't talk detail, you know. Is come my workshop talk is very clear. It's my demo. This is 你跟他讲这个问题，太用语言去解释也解释不清楚。
It depends on every painting, whether what kind of situation,
Right.
how much polish you are going to do.
All right, and what kind of lighting is he using? Somebody's asking that question.
什么样的灯光
跟灯
natural
光没关系。
natural fluorescent light he is using in the studio.
Okay.
Eric,
Natural
This is my drawing sketch.
drawing. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have about 2 minutes left.
Okay. Sure.
Excellent. All right.
Drawing sketch and color sketch.
This is purpose for a big work. So
打完了。
So it's a study for a big work.
yes,
Yeah, big work.
color sketch as well as drawing sketch.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. See? Drawing sketch.
Yeah.
Math and point. See?
Yep.
They a lot. Math, line, and point.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, right?
Yep.
If you only math, boring. If you put some of the line and point, oh, it's great.
So you put the point and the line inside the mass.
Yes, you're right. You're great.
In other words, inside the mass, how you do the details, and that's the idea.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
See, very important in this line, Eric, here.
Yeah.
Edges, important. It's so, see, line and mass and point, very subtle.
It is so subtle.
Yeah.
So actually, he has been very carefully rendering all these lines in order to help for the rhythm, for the accuracy of form, as well as structure at the same time.
Great. Well, Peggy and Jove, we have to go now.
Yes.
We have
Okay.
to go. Oh, beautiful. I wish we could do this again.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. But YouTube is going to cut us off. They're going to drop us off in a second. So I want to thank you both for doing this today.
Yeah.
Everybody had a great opportunity. Peggy, where can they learn about the workshops?
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric.
I send an email to Jove Wang at gmail.com. That's his
Jove, Jove Wang at gmail.com.
Yeah.
And then I'm the person I'm going to send you the reply with the schedule of the workshop.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you both. This has been a delight. Thank you so much. What an honor.
Thank you.
Jove, come to the Adirondacks. We'll go painting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, come Los Angeles, Eric.
I
Okay.
think Russia is a good idea, especially
Yeah.
fashion is fabulous
Yeah,
idea.
I take your workshop. Okay.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye.